Welcome back to the show. Now it's time to WWE this week and the 3-hour Raw. And I gotta say the 3-hour Raw was a pretty good show. Of course the show is too long for me to cover the entire thing, but some of the highlights that I liked this week from Raw was the opening with Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels. I felt that was a very good promo. You know, the two are very good. And I think they're going to have a very good match at WrestleMania. I'll talk about that in a moment. And I just can't wait for that match. That match is going to be a very good match. Of course, Chris Jericho and Jeff Hardy, the Intercontinental title match, was a very good match, I felt. Probably the best match on the show that night, with Jeff Hardy losing the Intercontinental title to Chris Jericho. So Chris Jericho is now an 8-time Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, which, of course, he already had the record, but he's just cementing his place a little bit more, I think. But to me, the best segment the entire week was Floyd Mayweather and the Big Show and the weigh-in. And, I like the idea of Mayweather being the heel, because the fans do not like him one bit. And, Big Show, it's like, the whole idea was Big Show's the heel, Mayweather's the face, but people just hate Mayweather more, and it's just amazing how this thing, which could have been, one of the worst things ever, could end up being a very good thing. Now, is this going to be the reason why, the buy rates will be whatever it is? I don't know. I really don't know. It's also going to depend on a lot of other things. But, I felt the whole thing with the two posses was very good, and, Mayweather being thrown over the top onto the wrestlers and then selling the injury, the elbow injury. I thought that was fantastic. I thought, it was just great. And then the brawl, and then Shane had to get involved, and he got knocked down by one of Mayweather's boys. It was just hilarious. And, it was just a very good Raw, I felt. And then, Triple H is the GM next week, and he announced that John Cena and Randy Orton they're forced to team up, and they're going to face the entire Raw roster. So I'm figuring that the entire 2 hours of Raw will be them facing everybody. So sit back and get ready for that craptacular. So on that note, it is time for the WrestleMania report. WrestleMania is 2 weeks away from this Sunday night, March the 30th, live from Orlando, Florida in the Citrus Bowl. Special start time of 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. It is live on pay-per-view, and if you don't have pay-per-view capabilities, you can watch it on WWE.com. Go to WWE.com for more information. And what a night it's going to be. How about this? The double main event for the WWE Championship in a triple threat match. Randy Orton defends the gold against both John Cena and Triple H. The World Heavyweight title is on the line as Edge defends the gold against The Undertaker. How will Floyd Mayweather feel after that elbow injury this past Monday night on Raw as he goes one-on-one with the Big Show? It's a career-threatening match for the Nature Boy Ric Flair as he goes up against the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. It's SmackDown versus Raw as Batista goes up against Umaga. Finlay will finally get his hands on JBL in a Belfast Brawl, Finlay's specialty. Bunny Mania is now a lumberjack match. Candice, Michelle, and Maria team up against the Glamazon, Beth Phoenix and Melina. 2 new men have been added to the Money in the Bank ladder match. It's MVP and CM Punk that are joining this exclusive list of men competing for a 1-year contract. And a new match added this week. A 24-man over-the-top rope battle royal with wrestlers from all 3 brands, Raw, SmackDown, and ECW. And the last man left standing will face Chavo Guerrero later that night for the ECW heavyweight title. But hold on, ladies and gentlemen, because the celebrities are going to appear at this year's WrestleMania. As you heard last week, the MC for the Bunny Mania match was none other than Snoop Dogg. Now this week, how about the guest hostess of WrestleMania 24, Kim Kardashian? And to sing America the Beautiful is 5-time Grammy Award-winning artist John Legend. It is a very packed show and list of celebrities so far. Even 50 Cent, I think, is going to appear at WrestleMania this year. Now, last week, the WrestleMania question of the week was, can you name the only 2 men to have competed in the main event of a WrestleMania and then be in the first match of the WrestleMania the year after? And as a bonus question, could you name the only man to have been in the first match of a WrestleMania and then main event it the next year? Well, 2 of our loyal listeners, Eric999 and Jared Bond, got this week's question right. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and Bret the Hitman Hart were the 2 wrestlers that have main evented a previous WrestleMania and then started in the first match the next year. Orndorff was WrestleMania 1 and 2. Bret Hart was WrestleMania 9 and 10. And the bonus question was answered by both men as well. Chris Jericho was in the first match at WrestleMania 17 and then main evented WrestleMania 18. Now, I don't have the WrestleMania stat of the week, but I do have the question of the week. As you heard, the 24-man Battle Royal will take place. This will be only the 5th Battle Royal in WrestleMania history. This week's question is, can you name the only wrestler to have been the last man eliminated in 2 Battle Royals? I think that's a very good question, and I'm going to see how you, the fans, do when I come back. TNA and Ring of Honor.